on South Edgware Road out in front of Royal Containers. As you can see over here, it says building partnerships and packaging. We're going to go inside and learn out what that means. With Greg Marcella, the General Manager of Royal Containers, one of the newest businesses established in St. Thomas in our industrial park. We just had a quick tour. We're going to show you around shortly, but it's pretty cool. Tell us about your company and what you guys actually do here at Royal Containers.
In a nutshell, we are a box manufacturer. So from your regular boxes with 4 sides at the top and the bottom to a display to a die cut, if you need a paper product, we can make it. And across any of these lines or using any of this technology. So anything involved with a paper product, we can manufacture.
And how long have you been in St. Thomas? They say new company, but it's been, what, a year and a half now?
About a year and a half, yeah.
Okay.
So we took possession of this site in January 2021. About a year and a half later, we fully moved out of our London facility, which is only 13 minutes up the road.
Okay.
So this isn't a physically long move, but it certainly had its challenges. And we've now been in here for over a year at this current capacity with everything running, all our people, just blowing the doors off what we did in London.
People have seen your work, quite literally, right? If they shop,
yes,
right? If they eat,
yes.
So I'm going to go with that's everyone.
Yeah.
Your work is out there and about there. So let's go take a look at the design table and figure out how the process gets started.
Okay, great.
Awesome.
This is our design lab, and this is one of the most important processes. It is the most important process in our design to production. This is where we identify any sort of limitations in our machines versus the design, and also what the customer needs for their product. So our experts, Tong and Daryl, as long as our teammates in Brampton, they come up with the solution. So a customer may come in with a product that's difficult to package. It may need some abrasive resistance, or it might be a wet product in a wet environment. Okay. All that stuff is fleshed out here in the design phase. And then this table is a Kongsberg sample table. We also use it for some production, but this is where we do all our prototyping. So Tong and Daryl have the ability to sample again and again and again, different sizes, dimensions, tweak this, move that. The sales rep then gets it back to the customer to get the okay. It fits, it's a total solution. And then we go through the process of manufacturing.
And what's that box going to ultimately be for?
This is a 50-pound potato box.
A 50-pound potato box. All righty.
Yes.
I love it. And so you're cutting this out. You're going to show me how this works.
Yeah, it's a similar design on the table. Yeah.
Yep.
All righty. All righty.
Yep.
I can't like destroy this factory or anything like this.
Sure.
Like you just ease in and being like, boom. All righty. And is it cutting there, or is it just creasing?
It's creasing first.
Okay.
So follow with cuts. Then it's in order after.
Alrighty. So that's done.
That's done. Yeah.
All right.
Plenty, yep.
Is that plenty?
Yep. Yep. And then this right here.
The lip tucks in there.
Yeah. So it becomes an automatic lock for it. So.
Box folding is an art, not just a science as well. Here we're learning. Oh, amazing. Awesome. Take a look, guys. So we've just designed a box to hold potatoes, and you're going to show us though, like after that design conceptualization, we're going to check out the factory floor.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So in the design lab, you were cutting a square rectangular sheet. It's the same thing, same process out here. We take the sheet, and instead of doing it with the Kongsberg table, we do it with a machine that's designed to do it at a much, much higher speed.
And yeah, obviously the speed difference between this and the other one is exceptional.
We're at about 40% of its max speed right now.
That's it too, eh?
So you take that design that you were doing in the design lab,
Okay.
and you come up with your drawing. So now this is what that tool is made off of. So this is a direct reflection of this. But everywhere you see this, that's a score or a crease. You see the serrations, that's cut.
Okay.
This is just ejection rubber to push the corrugated sheet off the die because it inherently wants to stay in when you pinch it in between all the metal.
Okay.
It does not want to come out. So you put ejection rubber, that pops it out. Anything you see, the black and the gray, is scrap.
Okay.
So this is the physical dimensions of the box. This is the performance, how much rigidity they may want in a score. Like some of them you want that are so dead it just stays down. Some people want some spring back. It's significant to us too because it's the first of its kind in North America.
Oh wow.
Marketing companies or marketing agencies everywhere want a consumer interaction on the inside of a box versus just on the outside. This machine is designed specifically for that. It can print inside and outside on a single sheet. So this is first of its kind to do it.
So what are we looking at here?
This is a printing plate. So all this is doing is we strip down, we meter and dispense ink onto a printing plate just like you would a rubber stamp.
Okay.
It's being done at incredible speeds. It wants to throw ink everywhere. You have to control specifically how much ink at a microscopic level you're applying to that plate.
The paint, like the actual color that you're using, it's environmentally friendly to the point where you could actually dump it down the drain. You don't.
We
But
don't, no, of course not. Yeah, in fact, like it is a water. It's why you don't smell any chemicals in here, even though we're printing all day long. Like,
Yeah.
we're a print shop, and I've been in the solvent-based print side of things. It's terrible. These aren't perfect. There's still things in the pigment that they're using to make reds and oranges that they're working very hard to get out. But for all intents and purposes, this is as environmentally friendly as it can be for printing until the printing industry comes up with whatever that quantum leap is that gets
Okay.
them out of.
is that on the horizon, do you
Oh yeah,
think?
well, everybody's working to get there. Oh yes.
Okay.
So the equipment that you saw running in the first process, the Bob's Master line, this would run there. We would cut this, it needs to come over here for gluing, so for closure. It's a very complex box in our mind. We are adding glue in 3 spots in the manufacturer's glue joint, which is present on all boxes
Okay.
for the most part. And then we have 2 very specific areas where we are also adding glue to give them a semi-automatic erection kind of on the box, just on the bottom side. And that's all this machine does. It does it at speed, all day, every day.
Okay.
We are adding glue at this area. That's one of the first things we do after we start flipping the minor flaps.
Okay.
But there's 3 glue spots. Yellow here, yellow there, yellow on the far. Those are photo eyes that are reading the lead edge, and then we program it to tell it when to dispense the glue. Section is doing the fold. Very important part, because if it's skewed, that box is coming back.
Yeah. So that's how it's coming out now?
Yes.
So we got in flat sheet. Okay.
Yeah, so we end up with this. This is a finished product. So this is going to be stacked. Because this is a manual, specially glued item, it's manually stacked.
Okay.
And then the customer is going to take it off the skid, pick it up, put it on a conveyor usually, fill by hand, fold the box. And typically this application is done on a box sealer, so they throw it through a device that adds shape.
Yeah.
So this is just one style of hundreds that we do. And also same thing, St. Thomas, Ontario.
So the closed loop system about what you guys are doing and the importance of the environment isn't just a token gesture. It's
No.
it's part of the core mandate of your company. So
Yes.
what happens with any of the off-cuttings, the scrap that you're using?
It's a great question. All of our process waste When I say all, it's at least 95% of our processed waste happens to be material we cut away from the product. All of that is shredded here in this facility, centrally collected,
Okay.
sold back to the paper mill,
Yeah.
who then converts it into paper. And again, a big misnomer in our industry, nobody, at least in North America, are tearing down trees to make paper anymore. So all of the boxes you're putting in your blue bin have value on them. They are, all that is purchased by the mills. They shred it. It's a proprietary process they now have high performance papers based out of this.
And you have a cool stat about how much actually, like, so when you're recycling, corrugated is what, the most efficient
Yeah.
recycled clothes? Tell us about that, because
It
I
is-
learned that today.
It is the model of which all other blue box, so municipal driven kind of recycling programs are modeled off. So all of the heavy lifting for the blue box program was done by the paper industry. They were under a lot of consumer focus, environmental focus, a lot of governing bodies because of tree stewardship and taking down forests to make it consumable. They were forced, as they should have been, down a more sustainable path. So they developed the technology in the mills to actually create a demand for recycled content. If they did not create that demand, it would suffer the same fate as most of the items you put in your blue box, which is they actually aren't recycled. So over 95% of the corrugated cardboard boxes you put in your blue box are recycled. Actually go through one of Canada's earliest and first cyclical economies. Any of the items we add to it, so if we want to start putting wax and coatings or special inks or foils or any of the crazy stuff, it has to be done with an idea, are you ruining the recyclability of that product? Our industry's been around long enough, and I mean, I think it's an $80 billion industry in the US alone, that there's a lot of incentive there to fix those problems. And they have. So
Yeah.
even here, all of our waste goes back to the mill. It's converted into a sheet, we buy it back, it can be done. There's no 7 cycle life, the fibers are too short, all that's been defeated.
So like this can go over
Infinitely.
and over and
Yes.
over again.
Yep. Everything you see here, like if you see scrap on the floor, we pick it up and put it in its value to us.
Yeah.
We sell that back to the mill. We have a partnership, ownership position there. They convert it into paper, goes to our sheet feeder. They put it into corrugated sheets. We buy it back.
Harmonious.
Yes, it's the model that a lot of industries wish they had. You need to talk about what you're doing with your processed waste. You need to talk about your carbon footprint. You need to have all these plans before.
Congratulations for 1.5 years, and we're really excited to have you guys in the community.
Well, thank you very much. We are absolutely honored to be here. We've been welcomed with open arms. There's a lot of reservation going through something like this, a lot of areas where you think either you've made the wrong decision or there's potential for it to blow up in your face, and thankfully, through a lot of hard work with the chamber and everything else we've done, it has turned out better than we could expect. It really has. Very happy to be here.
That's fantastic.
Yes.
Thanks again, Greg. Royal Containers, awesome day.
No problem.